Hi out there. Um, I'm making my next recording here about my journey with cancer. Um, I haven't made a recording in a while. My name is Ken Gerard, by the way, for those of you who don't know or just watching this. They're outside my field of friends and people who have been keeping up with my cancer journey. I was diagnosed with cancer back in December of last year. Throat cancer, stage 4, HPV 16 virus related. And so I was diagnosed with that, and then I got some treatments. I decided to go a combination of alternative and conventional to best battle this. It was my decision to make there after much deliberation with myself and doing a lot of research. Well, that was the best shot with this particular form of cancer and for my situation. So I got radiation treatments. I was originally scheduled to have chemotherapy, but they decided not to do that. So I could do just the radiation. I had 35 radiation treatments back to back over a 6-week, 7-week period. And I had my last radiation treatment a month ago. And so I'm on the mend and recovering. I'm making this recording specifically because I had another doctor's appointment to do a follow-up. I wanted to update everybody and also to give an informational video here too as well for people who are going through this. Okay, so update. Doctors look like it's looking good. It is going away. Cancer is not completely gone, okay, but it is going away. Radiation continues to work as it goes. The tumor, which was 5 centimeters big, which is huge, and almost closing my throat, it was on the back of my tongue as well, is down to the size smaller than a peppercorn. They did a scope down there, and they said it's very, very small. And the fact the throat's so insignificant, he says they're pretty much sure that's just continuing to deteriorate, and that's fine. What they were a little bit not concerned about, but they were curious about was the leftover tumor that I have in the back of my tongue still. It's very small compared to what it was, and it looks like it's deteriorating too, along with the other one. But they weren't real sure after examination whether or not it was deteriorating or growing. They couldn't tell by the feel. They had to kind of stick their finger down your throat and make you almost throw up to kind of feel that along with the scope and to feel whether or not what they think. So he wasn't real sure, my doctor was, but he was confident that he thinks that it's deteriorating. So it's all good news. It's just there's a little bit of uncertainty. So what we want to do is we want to follow up with that with the ear, nose, and throat doctor through the VA, which I'm going to set up an appointment to do that tomorrow. And because I've got to do that as soon as possible. Well, he said about 6 weeks. You could make it about 6 weeks. But I'm going to do it sooner than that if I can get in sooner. And we get their opinion and see where I'm at, and then we'll take it from there. But I felt very confident about it. I felt their confidence seemed to be good, and their feelings about it was good. So pretty positive. So that it was deteriorating regardless of their uncertainty about the back of the tongue tumor. But they just want to, I think, be sure. That's the thing. And I certainly appreciate that. I want to be sure too as well. So again, it's part of the journey. Just part of the journey. All right. So that's the update. My wife, Bonnie, just peeking in there on time. So anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on as far as the update goes. I got another follow-up to do a PET scan, which they say we'll see a lot from that at the end of June. I think there's a reason they wanted maybe 6 weeks to wait for the other doctor to see what the PET scan showed. But, I'm going to do something a little different than that. But anyway, so the PET scan will show a lot about that too as well. So that's coming at the end of June. Again, this is a part of the whole, like I said, the whole process of having cancer. You got to follow up with this, and everything's in the hands of the universe, man. You just do the best you can with it. All right, so that's the update. I'm feeling really good. Personally, on a personal level, I feel pretty confident about the cancer being on the mend and going away. As far as symptoms go after radiation, after 4 weeks, I still got them. It's not near as bad. It has improved. My energy definitely has improved. I'm feeling almost myself again. However, I still got the residuals of the thick saliva, mucously saliva that's a part of radiation that's just really nasty, gross. Also the dry throat and dry mouth sometimes, right? The opposite. It kind of combines together. It's really kind of annoying. My throat's still a bit irritated. Not necessarily sore, I would call it, but irritated and dry, sometimes. So that is a part of it. My taste buds are just beginning to come back. I actually had some dark chocolate gelato the other day, just a taste of my wife Bonnie's gelato, and I actually tasted the chocolate, which was wonderful. She actually got some French fries from a takeout order that she had, and I decided to try a French fry. I couldn't really chew it, and I'll explain that in a minute, but I put it in my mouth and sucked on it and definitely could taste the potato and taste the French fry. So that was kind of nice. So I went out and got myself some gelato ice cream and things like that. Also the other day, since that happened, I decided, hey, I need to put some more weight on. Let's get a smoothie or something. There was not a Zoom Juice in town, and here in Tucson, that's a local business. But there was a Jamba Juice near me, so I stopped in there and got a peanut butter banana Jamba Juice with milk and whey protein powder. I decided to go total dairy with that because it had 470 calories. So in a small 16 ounce, and I drank that, could taste it, and killed it. So that was great, So I felt real good about that. Other foods, however, I tried some little bit of mashed potatoes the other night that I fixed for my wife. Still wasn't that appealing. It's consistency, I think, with things. Pudding. I tried some pudding the other day. Again, consistency. I could try it again maybe next week, and that might change. Again, just trying to try anything that I could put on some weight with. I'm including dairy now. Well, I'm vegan primarily, but I'm including some dairy because I've got to put on some weight. And things like that, I'm trying. So we'll see what happens. It's not that I don't have an appetite. Boy, nothing I would like is a nice, big, huge Sonoran Mexican dinner. But, hey, can't do that right now. So overall, I'm feeling pretty good. So that's on the mend and improving. Next thing about this video. This part is probably for people who have been diagnosed with throat cancer and are going through the emotional shock of that and everything else, and the emotional trauma of all that, and would like some help and information on people who've been there and what works and what doesn't work. I can tell you what worked for me. It might not work for you. Everybody's very different when it comes to this journey, but there are some standard things that you should be doing, and that I want to share with you. First and foremost, Above all else, I'll share a philosophy that another cancer patient shared with me, and that's this: accept what was happening to you, and also to accept the fact that the biggest thing that goes through our heads is that my life will never be, I'll never have a normal life again. And a lot of people say, yeah, sure you will, sure you will. No, you won't. Not normal in the way you knew it. Your life has forever changed. There is no doubt about that. Okay? Accept that right away. What that doesn't mean is that you're not going to enjoy life. Of course you're going to enjoy life, but you're going to enjoy it in a new way. That's the advice that I got, and it was just wonderful advice to look at it that way. Verified already what I was thinking in my head, and helped me to get through it and get to the stage where I needed to be. So acceptance, know that your life's not going to be normal anymore. Your life's forever changing. It has changed, but you will enjoy it again, and you will be reborn in a new way. Okay? The next stage of that, and along that lines, is to say this: you have to change your lifestyle to a more healthy living lifestyle for the rest of your life. Cancer is nothing to screw with. And once you get it like that, you know, you have a high rate and potential for it to come back or manifest in another part of your body. That's just a fact. So if that's the case, you've got to make a lifestyle change. And I can't stress that enough, how incredibly important that was. I was very lucky that I was already a fairly healthy person. You know, I had a healthy lifestyle. I had a healthy diet. I was a vegan, vegetarian. I walked everywhere. You know, probably not enough exercise, but I got a lot of exercise. You know, I did yoga, I did qigong, I did tai chi, you know, I'm still kind of doing that, not as much as I really should. I've relaxed on that lately. But anyway, you know, with a good diet, I ate organically as much as I could afford. Try to have good products that I would use on myself and my body. All these things is really important. And not only on top of that, if you happen to be a spiritual person, you follow some form of faith, I can't stress enough how important that is to a person that does do that. And get with that, you know, use that and use that strength, whatever it takes. I'm into Eastern philosophies. You know, a lot of people are into, you know, they're Christians or they're Jewish or they're Muslims. It's all what you're into, but whatever it is, embrace that and let it help you. I can't tell you how much strength that gave me and has continued to give me and will continue to give me in my life. And in many ways, I've transformed in many ways from that, you know, from what I originally was practicing to what I'm doing now. Again, transformations, change is a great part of this whole process. So I think it's important that all these things are put into factor in your healing. So use it all. Use all of that. Lifestyle change, have a good diet. You know, don't screw around with bad food. You know, eat good organic food as much as you can afford. I'm not going to tell you not to be a meat eater. Although I'm a vegetarian, I would encourage you to be a vegetarian. But that's not necessarily so. You can still be healthy and just limit your meat and try not to eat pork and beef, you know, maybe just chicken and fish, or just fish would be best probably if you're going to continue to eat meat. And things like that, you know, just be very consciously aware of your diet. Don't be eating like the garbage and junk food and all that stuff. It's going to kill you. It'll just absolutely kill you. So don't do that. It's killing you. You know, change the way you eat. Let your food be your medicine. Very important. Next. Now that you have that, the other thing is for treatment, follow-up to help with your treatment if you have to go through radiation and chemotherapy. There's a lot of things that are going on. First of all, I cannot say how important, if you have throat cancer, how important it is to get a feeding tube. I know some people are reluctant to do that. I was too. But after a lot of deliberation, I am so happy that I did, because if I didn't have done it for me, I'd have been I'd have been in a lot of trouble. The procedure for feeding tube is not comfortable. It's an easy procedure, but it's the recovery really afterwards that's the bear. You're very sore in the muscles for about a couple of weeks. Like, so you did 10,000 sit-ups or something, and somebody punched you in the gut, 10 billion times. But it does get better once you get past that recovery process, because they're cutting into core muscles when they put a feeding tube in. So that's why. That's why that happens. So just bear with that. Some people that have this decide never to get a feeding tube, and they do okay. But I wouldn't risk that, because if you got to get the feeding tube in the middle of your radiation, I did mine like the first week of my radiation on my feeding tube, and they really didn't have to delay it too much, because I had the weekend to kind of recover a little bit, went back, and everything was fine. I only missed like 1 day of my radiation. But don't wait till the middle of your radiation to have to do this. Really get it done beforehand. It's a lot easier. The other thing preliminary I forgot to mention was that they will want to check your teeth, because the radiation goes around here, and if your teeth are bad at all, they're going to wind up pulling. There's no doubt. So you have to go through that trauma before you go to radiation. For me, they did preliminary pulls. They had teeth back here. 11 teeth I got pulled, all my molars. Now that's not extreme for everybody. That was mine. Some people get their entire teeth pulled. So, but I had 11 teeth pulled, and it just had to be done, So I got it done, and that was that. So that's something that you may have to go through. You may not, but that's something to prepare for. Okay, so feeding tube. That next thing is nutrition. I have gained weight, by the way. That was something that somebody had said. I've gone down to 100. I was down to 129 pounds. That's really low for me. Even for me, I went to the doctor day 133. So I have gained some weight, slowly but surely gaining weight. So anyway, for feeding through your tube, if you're using a tube like this, regular syringe tubes. Okay, in fact, I've got one kind of set up, ready to go here. Let's back up. There we go. So it's a regular tube feeding through your thing. If you're doing that type of feeding, which is common in the PEG tube, and you're just pouring it in, or you're pushing the water in with a syringe, then I'd recommend this particular type of food. That's the Kate Farms. I've done this before. This is a vegan supplement, but it's very, very healthy for everybody. So I would recommend that. Do not use Ensure. Do not use Boost. Do not use Orgain. That's another one that's just crap. Although it's organic, some of the stuff is organic at least, but it's really not that good. And other ones that are out there, do not use them. Use this. And they got a website, so you just go to their website, Kate Farms. And you can get through Amazon too. If, however, you have a drip one that you're using and you have to use, then use a product called Hope. What's the name of it, Bonnie? Liquid Hope. That's it, Liquid Hope. And you can go online to see about them. That's the one to use. Don't use their stuff that they're giving you or stuff like that, because it's really not that good for you. Okay, next thing. For your teeth, you got to keep your mouth very clean. Okay, that's very important. Keep your mouth clean. They tell you to make sure that your toothpaste has fluoride. Fluoride is not good for you. Okay, I don't care what the dentist says. Fluoride breaks down enamel, and it also is just not that good for you. And I know probably some dentist or some oral hygienist is going to get on here and see this video and going to say that I'm wrong. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. However, I'm going to tell you that I won't do it. So what's alternative? The only alternative really there is to me is get a good toothpaste that's medicinal in some way. This is Vico. It's an Ayurvedic medicine toothpaste that you get in Eastern Indian stores. Okay? And this is the toothpaste that I use, and I highly recommend. Even Tom's, which a lot of people use, it's swear up and down by, is really not that good toothpaste. It's okay, but it's better than the conventional toothpaste. I'll give you that, but it's really good. Now, the great thing about this particular brand of toothpaste is it comes in this form and a powdered form too, so you can really scrub your gums, which I really have not used, and I probably should use as well as this. And rinse with baking soda water. And you can use salt in there if you want to. Be careful of that. It's too much of the salt water. But anyway, but the baking soda water, rinse, gargle. Excellent. A lot of people say you can swallow it. You can in limited amounts, but it brings up the pH in your system a lot. There's a whole philosophy that gets rid of tumors and cancer in your body. I'm not going to sit here and debate that. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. I do know, though, that you got to be kind of careful with that, raising that pH so quickly in your body with baking soda water. So, but rinsing and gargling with it, it's great. It cleanses it out, makes your mouth clean and good. So that's something you want to do. That's the mouth care. Skin care. When you get radiation treatments, you're going to burn. There is no doubt about that. My neck is healing up very, very nicely. It feels like a baby's bottom. I have not got my beard back yet, but they say it will come back. I'll be so happy when it does. But right now I don't have a beard. But anyway, but to keep your skin nice, there's a combination. First of all, aloe vera oil, aloe vera plant. Use the plant, not the oils or the mixtures that you buy in the bottle. When you go into the radiation, as soon as you have radiation treatment and you get out, right from the leaf, just pour on that aloe vera. Makes it feel really good and soothing, and it heals at the same time. And then when you get home, go ahead and use this combination. Castor oil. 2 parts castor oil and 2 parts calendula oil. Calendula oil. And use that together. So 1 part castor, 1 part calendula oil, mix that up and slather that on and rub it in really nicely. I promise you, you will heal up, and if you're very faithful about using it, use it several times a day. The more you use it, the better. You're going to be good to go. Now, when you go to radiation treatment, you got to clean it all off and wash it off. But other times, just keep it going with it. And you will not blister. You will not do anything. I laxed a few days and went blistering. That's why. And I misdid my formula. So I wound up blistering. But if I kept with it, that would have never happened. Another thing is keep your body clean with good soap. Use a good Ayurvedic soap. Same time you get the Vico toothpaste at the Indian store, get yourself a good Ayurvedic soap. Or you can order the raw black Dr. Woods soap. This is actually really good too. So either or will work. Okay, this is a little more expensive, I think, than the Ayurvedic soap, but it's worth it. But if not, Ayurvedic soap will work too as well. So keep your body clean, everything clean on the outside. If you have a feeding tube, keep that nice and clean. Always wash it nice and clean, and you'll be good to go. So that's the stuff that I used. Other things you could use is vitamins. If you can take it through your mouth or through your feeding tube, use some vitamins. They tell you not to use a high form of vitamin C while you're doing radiation treatment, but I find that kind of weird because vitamin C actually kills cancer things. I don't know what that is. But you can use all kinds of different kind of vitamins. Vitamin C is very good. So make sure that you keep up on your vitamins. Good vitamins are good to have. Also, papaya extracts supposed to be really good for saliva problems. I haven't tried that yet, so I'm not promoting that yet, but I'm going to try that and see how that works. Alternative treatments. I've been using body treatments, Jin Jitsu, crystal healing, acupuncture. Anything that you think that used as far as body therapies to help you through this process and to strengthen your body and help your immune system, that is exactly what to do. Do it in harmony with the conventional treatments. If you decide to do it that way. With me, I had a high success rate with conventional treatment. So with this particular form of cancer, very high success rate. So I decided to go that route. So anyway, that's something that you need to think about and do. That's it. Okay. So I hope that helps you. You will make it. You will get better. Yes, your life is forever changed. That's okay. Life changes all the time. Nothing in this world is permanent. Everything is temporary. Our lives, we're born, we live, we pass on. That's life. So once we accept all that, everything's in flux. And everything's a part of our journey through life. And whatever hand that we're given, we have to play it. And that's what we do. That's what it's all about. And we learn from it and grow from it and transform ourselves from it. Sometimes our greatest traumas in life, almost all the time, our greatest traumas in life is our greatest teachers and our greatest opportunities for transformation. So always keep that in mind as you go through this, and you'll be good to go. Keep it up. All right. So I want to thank everybody for your support. Again, support from other people and friends and family is just invaluable. I've had a lot of that. I really appreciate it. I love you all. I cannot tell you how important you all are to me. And it's changed a lot of the way I'm looking at a lot of things in life and everything else. So yeah, but it's also verified a lot of things and helped to certify a lot of things in my life as well. So anyway, until next time, I hope you all have a great journey in life too, and hope to see you, friends and family, around. And I love you all. Namaste. Hare Krishna. All right.